I am ready now.
Coming to you from the Radio for One studios in Franklin, Michigan. Welcome to the Detroit Cast.
Big fan.
Big fan.
A show not just free of charge, but free of FCC regulations.
And what can we expect?
Surprises!
Engineered by Jay Timko and produced by Eric Beatty. And without further delay, it's showtime. Please welcome the Detroit Cast. Here are your hosts, Mike and Jay.
This is going to be a long, tough one.
Hello, hello. Welcome to the Detroit Cast. A Friday edition of the Detroit Cast. I am Mike, that is Jay. Timko's here, Eric's here, the whole gang. How you doing, buddy?
Outstanding.
Outstanding.
It's Friday.
It's Friday, yeah.
Love it.
This week kind of flew by, actually.
It did.
Yeah.
You're busy, it does that, you know?
I know. Yeah, busy week. You got anything cool going on this weekend?
Soccer's in full force. Tournament.
Really?
Just don't know if I'm going or
Yeah.
if just Gab's going to go or what, but both boys are playing, so.
It's my mom's birthday today.
Oh,
Happy
good.
birthday,
so
Ma.
The house will be clean on Monday?
No, she only does that on Mother's Day, not her birthday, Jay. Don't be ridiculous. So hopefully I'll get together with her and do dinner and see my dad and all that kind of stuff. And so happy birthday, Mom. I'm sure you're listening. But a lot to get to today. The Lions play tonight.
Sweet.
You don't give a shit at all, do you, about the Lions?
Preseason, it's tough, man.
Well, it's the third game of all the preseason games to
the one
care
that
about.
matters.
This is the one, yeah.
And I was impressed by Stafford, I'll have to say, at the beginning of the last game. So
Yeah.
it'll be nice to see some more of the offense.
Looked good. Some other stuff going on as well. Perhaps you've heard about it. Ebola.
Heard of that?
Still
yes.
rocking. ISIS. What's going on with them? Ferguson, Missouri. We'll get to that in mere moments. And our boy Evan Reed. Some very big news there. In fact, I promise you, we will talk to Dave Gorsica today. We're working on getting Evan Reed in here in the next couple days, maybe as early as Monday. But we'll definitely talk to Dave Gorsica as they've gotten some updates on that story, which is what he wanted to get through. So we'll give you all that in just a minute. I did want to mention the Tiger game too. They lost 1-0.
Awful fashion.
On David Price pitching against his old squad. I think they were playing Tampa Bay, right?
Yep.
Through a one-hitter, and they lost 1-0. How is that
home run in the first inning?
Complete game,
Yeah.
one hitter, and lost 1-0. That's unbelievable.
It's got to be so frustrating for a pitcher. Like, okay, at any point here, guys, you know, he's just going along the game. Like, okay.
Anyone else want to show up
Yeah.
here? Yeah, incredible. He's trying to get details on it. I'm sure it's really hard, apparently. But I think you were saying it was maybe 100 years since something like that's happened.
That's what I thought I saw, but I was trying. I think it was a triple, so he must have walked somebody.
So you've already fed me wrong information that I've then put out in public.
Yeah.
No, you didn't. That's still a one-hitter.
No, I said it was a home run because you told me it was a home run.
I did not tell you it was a home run. I said it may have been a home run.
Said it was a home run.
Alleged.
Yeah.
I said alleged.
Don't worry,
God
E.
damn
We'll
it.
get to your diary later. Relax.
No,
We'll
I'm
get to
trying
it. I know I promised it for a couple days, and we've run out of time, so
Here.
we will get to that later.
Here,
Yeah.
real quick, they have the one little thing here. It does say that he went the distance, striking out 9 and retiring the final 23 batters he faced.
Jesus.
After allowing only one hit, an RBI triple by Brandon Geyer in the first.
Wow.
He retired the next 23.
That's unbelievable.
Fuck. We
That's
waste it.
Yeah. What a total waste. Oh, that sucks. Oh, anyway.
I don't know about that team, man.
I don't either. And
You know,
Kansas
you try
City's
to
not
just
going to go away.
well, you know, they'll pick it up, but we're running out of time.
Mm-hmm. Who would have thought? With that staff, that pitching staff, and that lineup, what the hell's going on? It just doesn't make sense. But they're what, could fall 3 games back now of Kansas City? Weren't they 2 games back?
yeah,
And I don't know what Kansas City's done today or yesterday, but yeah, doesn't look good. And Kansas City's not going to fade. I mean, they've been on the verge the last couple years of being real contender. The worst part is they've got no business competing with this team. They just shouldn't be able to hang with the Tigers.
I know.
The Tigers should be running away with this division.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing that they're not. And this offense has been just Ugh, whatever. Anyway,
what is it? They're a game and a half back. They're a game and a half back as of right now. But as you said, Kansas City plays Texas tonight, so that could push that to 2.5 games if they 2 games.
2 games.
Half
yeah.
a game. So
anyway, Ferguson, Missouri. Missouri. I guess they had a better night last night.
Good.
Yeah, finally, right?
How many arrests?
6.
Oh, good.
Yeah, that's better, I suppose.
It's really good.
Governor Jay Nixon, Johnny Come Lately, Mr. I'll show up a week into the riots and make my and try to be a leader. He ordered the guard into Ferguson earlier in the week. Said he was withdrawing them because of the continued improvement that they're seeing in safety conditions.
And there was big pressure not to kind of unleash them and make it look like a militarized zone, right?
It's so stupid.
They kept them back at the police command center, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. I heard they weren't. That was for the first night, and then I don't know what happened, but if they were on the streets or not. That story lost a lot of steam with me. It really did.
A lot of steam nationally, dude.
Yeah, as it should. They claim it was a very good night. Johnson, that the captain Ron Johnson, they needed a black guy out front. Yeah, they needed just find a black guy, get a black guy out front with a uniform on. He's gonna speak for us. So they got their black guy, Ron Johnson. He's out there hugging people and apologizing to the family. Just absolutely making this story as ridiculous as it can possibly be. He said the city would continue to have a strong police presence. And then they got visitors. What's his name? Eric Holder.
Sure.
Was there, met with the family.
Attorney General of the United States.
That's so ridiculous. Dude, what a waste of time.
Am I right that he's like 3rd or 4th in line? As a leader of the country? I mean, if Vice President goes down, is it Secretary of Defense or something that steps in, or is it him? He's like 3rd or 4th.
Yeah, he's right up there. I mean, can you think of a bigger waste of his time? The president commenting on this, and then he's going there. This guy's going there. Holder's there.
He's investigating.
Investigating. It seems so one-sided. Talking about all this justice, and the more of these reports come out about this cop and this facial injury, I don't know how anybody in law enforcement doesn't look at that and totally give this cop the benefit of the doubt. Yeah. Seriously. I'm hearing people going, well, it wasn't a fractured orbital bone. I don't give a shit. The fact that you put your hands on a cop, let alone punch the cop, I don't care if it's broken or not. I mean, you could deck that cop. That's bullshit. That's such bullshit to me. I still am not seeing, there are some people that are, as more and more details come out, which almost say exactly what we've been saying from day one. Like, maybe this guy was just a thug-ass punk who attacked a cop and the cop defended himself. What's wrong with that? That's what cops do. Can we not give the cop the benefit of the doubt a little bit? No, we're on equal footing apparently. Some guy that just robbed a store minutes earlier and a cop whose job, his training is to protect and serve. He carries a gun for a reason, to deal with pieces of shit. Yeah. Apparently, like Michael Brown is looking more and more like. But
no, now if that's a situation with white cop, black victim, you begin under, and you've got to climb up to prove, Yeah. So it's not, you're not equal footing, you're not above. It's probably you should be as a cop. Like, hey, I'm going to tell you what happened here, and you're going to take my word for it because that's my job, and I'm a cop, and I'm believable and credible. But you actually start underneath, and you have to climb up and build your case.
Totally. Yeah. And the sad part is, if it's proven, and I think we've talked about this a little bit, but if it's proven that this guy absolutely reacted the way he should have, this cop, Darren Wilson, doesn't matter. There will be riots. If they don't bring this guy to trial, if they look at the facts of this and go, yeah, well, what's he supposed to do? He's a cop and he got put in a shitty situation. We're sorry that someone's dead. That always sucks, but hey, he did his job, and there's no criminal act here. If that's just the way this plays out, they will riot there. This will be a giant riot situation.
What are we seeing? Reports that the grand jury won't be done until mid-October.
Yeah, that's what some people are saying.
So it could be that passage of time kind of quells a lot of that, but
Boy, I don't know, man. I think back to Rodney King all over and things like that, where the evidence just isn't there.
Mm-hmm.
The evidence isn't there to prosecute a guy or bring a guy to trial, or it doesn't go the way you want it to go. Never mind what actually happened. This is a total racial divide. Once again, going down the same roads, and we got a great article. You found a dynamite article by a lady. What was her name? Mary something, and we'll read it here in just a second. Mary Ramirez has written basically a spot-on article about this whole situation. Yeah, and we'll read it to you here in just a second. I thought it was dynamite. But yeah, they're talking more about the facial injury. They call it a serious facial injury in the altercation before the shots were fired. The characterization about Darren Wilson being injured in his confrontation with Michael Brown emerged on the day that the grand jury was expected to begin hearing evidence in the shooting.
So who's supporting this idea? Because yesterday it was kind of like, well, sources say. Do we have a named source yet?
For the injury?
Yeah.
Well, he was in the hospital, and right away the police chief was talking about the swelling on his face.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm assuming that eventually we'll see pictures. They would have taken pictures at the hospital and whatnot. So we will get that information. How soon we get it, I don't know. But Attorney General Eric Holder also visited...
of the United States.
Yeah, of the United States.
Of America.
Where?
He visited Ferguson, meeting with Brown's family. That's good. Seems fair and impartial, right? Is he also meeting with the cop? Is that what he's going to do? Go meet with the cop's family? No, of course not. He met with Brown's family, telling them the federal investigation would be fair and independent inquiry. It already sounds like a not fair inquiry if he's meeting with the family of this victim, quote unquote. Before the meeting with Holder, Brown's mother viewed her son's body at the local morgue for the first time since
three different autopsies and
probably looks good, right?
Pretty rough.
That will bode well. I think there are a few things that they're trying to make this look like it's fair and we're getting all this information, but when you do 3 autopsies, the risk is that you get 3 different outcomes or conflicting. Maybe 2 of them say this and 1 says this. Now you're casting doubt on things. That might absolutely help the cop in the end.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean?
Didn't think of it like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's some risk there that I don't think they're thinking of, but whatever. A source close to Wilson told ABC News that Wilson suffered this serious facial injury. The injury was not described, but last week, what I was mentioning there, the police chief, Tom Jackson, said he's a whitey. So, take that for what it's worth. Obviously, he's not very credible because he's white. But he also said that Wilson had swelling to the side of his face. Again, take that with a grain of salt because he is white.
He's white.
So he's probably lying and racist, too. The hospital photo of the officer's facial injury is expected to be shown to the grand jury, but I don't know that. Will we get to see any of that evidence?
No,
not at all.
No.
That'll all be.
I mean, not to say that it might not be leaked later, but it's not as if grand jury shits regularly produce. No way.
Why do they only meet once a week? How lazy is the grand jury?
Do they only meet once a week?
Yes.
Shit.
Usually they meet once a week.
That's a lazy jury.
Yeah. So anyway, hopefully we'll get to see that. Hopefully his face is huge. It looks like the Elephant Man. St. Louis County Prosecutor Robert McCullough cautioned today the decision on whether he will be indicted will not come quickly. As you mentioned, talking mid-October possibly.
Sucks.
They will have absolutely everything there is, every piece of paper, every photograph, every bit of physical evidence, all of the forensic information. Supporters of Wilson, however, point to a videotape. Finally, people are talking about this. This is the tape that we played days ago.
The audio of the guy saying he double-backed on him.
Exactly. Yeah. Yes. That supporters of Wilson are pointing to that with his body laying in the ground and the guy talking about seeing that. There are other witnesses that are coming forward, too. The latest one that I saw didn't see hands up or anything like that, but that could have been when he was running outside to go film it. And just missed that. But he of course claims that he was on his knees and the cop just opened fire and just shot him.
That's what cops do.
Yeah, that's what cops do, especially white ones. And because we all know they're so racist, they see a black guy on his knees. I mean, what do? You unload your weapon. That's just duh. That's par for the course. Anyway, witnesses said Brown was still standing with his hands raised when Wilson shot him. I don't know about that. Antonio French, an alderman in Ferguson, reacted with skepticism to McAuliffe's announcement that it could be another couple weeks before there's a decision on whether to prosecute. He could have used his own authority to press charges. I mean, given the evidence, at least from the witnesses that have come forward and talked to the media, I think there is enough for at least an arrest and an indictment, and then let the jury decide by trial. Yeah, they all want that. Why is that so important to them?
Say that again.
They all seem to want this. What's the big deal? There's enough evidence clearly for an arrest and an indictment, and then he makes bail, and then we let the jury decide.
Yeah, well, we're going to get to the Evan Reed case, and there's a reason that there's probable cause findings and things like that, and procedures in place before a trial, before it goes to a jury, and your life, your liberty is put in the hands of 12 people.
Yeah.
There's a reason for these procedures.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about that coming up.
Absolutely. I love these people. The governor needs to come in and appoint a special prosecutor in the name of public safety. It's going to be hard to keep the peace here in Ferguson for another 8 weeks. Great. Nice. I saw an interview, by the way, earlier on CNN. Don Lemon was out there. And he's talking to a rapper who's on the scene. Mm-hmm. I love this. What is it with it seems like black males, or actually African American people in general, not to generalize, but there's a real disrespect. You disrespect me as I spit on you and disrespect you, Jay.
To disrespect.
Oh my
I apologize.
Jay.
Please
He spit on me earlier too.
Yeah,
I've been spit upon.
But see,
I've been spat upon.
I apologized. Big E.
No, that's not true. I said I'm sorry.
He actually did, yeah.
You weren't even there, just assuming I didn't apologize.
Well, I just know your track record. You know.
I don't really care about people.
And you're white.
I am Caucasian. You're right.
Anyway, it gets into this big pissing match, of disrespecting me. Are you not respecting me? Where's my respect, motherfucker?
I love it.
It's so funny and petty. But listen to these two clowns.
Oh boy.
You guys will love this.
You've been disrespected.
Yeah. People feeling disrespected.
I'm a raptivist. You have been tweeting a lot about what's going on here. To your more than 900,000 followers on Twitter, you have long
Talib
really
Kowil,
been a
I think is his name,
of issues of racial equality. You came to Ferguson days ago.
Yes.
Why?
I mean, why not? I'm on Twitter often. I love Twitter. But the retweeting and everything, it doesn't have an effect without bodies on the ground. Mm-hmm. Without flesh and people actually showing up. Twitter movements, even the movement of Egypt, even the Arab Spring, even Occupy Wall Street, without the people on the ground actually here, there is no story. Yeah. So as an artist, I wanted to put my money where my mouth is. I'm supported by the community that's been brutalized. I have a son that's Mike Brown's age. Mike Brown was in the hip hop. It could happen to me. It could happen to you. Mm-hmm. I felt like it was important for me to be here and control the narrative, because the media has been doing a horrible job of making sure that the stories get out in the right way.
Well, I disagree with that, especially with our coverage. I think that we've done really great coverage here, and people in the community are actually coming up commending us on our coverage, saying that it's balanced. We've been telling the stories of young black men and their interactions with police officers. I don't think the entire media has been bad.
No, I don't think. I think what you're speaking about is intentions. And I don't think, especially an organization like CNN, I don't think the intention is to not be fair or balanced. But we live in a world that's run by white supremacy, and that's the narrative and language of the oppressors taking over. On CNN.com right now, you have a story that says, Ferguson calm until bottles fly. Well, that's inaccurate, because I was there that night, you know what I'm saying? And that's not what happened. The first thing in the story it says is police chased down men.
Well,
let me finish my point.
That's not what happened where you were. But
I was there, right there, with the article, the situation he was talking about. I was right there. That's what happened.
But that's not what happened.
Let me finish my. That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. No, you're not, because you're talking.
Yes, I am. I'm going to let you finish your point.
Let me finish my point before you talk.
Okay, let me finish my point
before you talk.
I want to address something you said.
Can I finish my point? We don't have to have an interview if I can't talk. If I can't talk, we don't have to have an interview. Okay, can I finish my point, though? Well, you're interrupting me and telling me you're going to let me talk.
Where you were, and police say you're not seeing everything that happens, that goes on. You can't see everything.
I'm only telling you my perspective. Can I finish telling you my perspective, and then you can respond? Because that's how you have a conversation.
I understand that. In order to have a conversation, you have to listen to me as well.
Okay, well, let me just explain something. I would listen to you if you had the decency. Let me finish. If you had the decency to greet me.
I do have decency. I invited you to come.
All right, let me tell you what happened. You didn't invite me. Nicole invited me. First of all, you came up. You didn't even say nothing to me. You on your phone the whole time. You asked how to pronounce my name, and then you have no respect for who I am. So let me finish saying what I have to say, or else I'm gonna leave.
Okay.
Either I can finish saying what I'm at.
You say what you have to say.
I was out here from my perspective.
Go ahead.
All right, from what I saw with my own eyes.
That's what I'm saying to you.
Okay, and I was there on the ground. All right, that's not what happened. The CNN reports on your website says it chased men down. No, it chased men, women, and children down. The CNN report, the headline says, "Calm until bottles fly." They don't mention the bottles in the article. In the article, you read 5 pages, there's no mention of the bottles flying. I saw the bottle fly. You know when the bottle flew? After the cops told me they were going to blow my effing head off. After the cops, I'm not done. After the cops put on riot gear, put up their shields, and took their batons out and lined up on the streets. And then when they got into position, a bottle comes out of a peaceful protest. That don't make no sense. So what I'm saying is the headline should say, "It's calm until the cops agitated the people."
Can I
and that's what the headline should say.
Okay, so we have addressed everything that you're saying.
Please.
Okay? That's what you saw from your position.
That's why I'm here.
You're not seeing everything that's going on.
Of course not.
So from your position,
Only
the
my
article that you're looking at on CNN is one of hundreds, if not thousands, that are written.
That's true.
And also, it's a small part of 24 hours of news coverage that we have here on CNN.
Which is why I said it wasn't
understand
intentional.
your anger.
Which is why I said it wasn't intentional.
As far as you saying me coming up, I have a job to do.
What a fool.
What I'm doing on television is in this phone. I'm reading. Hang on. I'm reading.
I would have enough respect to greet you if I never met you before, brother.
I'm reading.
To greet you, say how you doing. It's nice to meet you.
I said how you're doing.
No, you did not.
I did.
No, you didn't. That's a lie.
Did I not?
That's a lie. No, you didn't. You stated my name.
We are off on a tangent.
You didn't say my name. You didn't do none of that.
I'm trying to get on the air. I'm working.
I'm working too.
Hello to you. I'm trying to be respectful to you to make sure that I say your name properly. People call me Don Lemon. If someone came on, I would say, my name is Don Lemon. So I just want to make sure I'm respectful to you so that I say your name properly. I said hello to you. I am very busy here. I'm not trying to disrespect you. I invited, and CNN invite you to be on CNN so we can have this conversation. And I don't mind having this conversation, having this argument. I think this is what we should do. But we have to listen to each other.
Right, but the first thing you did that stopped this conversation from being
so off point.
I know. While I was telling my perspective, you've been on TV all day. I'm in the streets, and you out here, and I commend you. I seen you going through the same struggles as a black man that we all going through, and I commend you for being out here, because a lot of people who talk are not out here. And I can tell from your past, you're not just out here as a journalist.
Right.
However, the first thing you did when I'm telling my perspective is cut me off, and I'm telling you, from my, like you correctly said, it's only my perspective. That's all I can be.
Will you just listen to me? I'm not trying to cut you off. I'm trying to address each point that you're giving so that nothing is lost in the sauce. So when you say something, I want to address one point.
It's like, dude, just hang it up. It's a loss, you know?
And this guy is address that point. I'm not trying to disrespect you. What I'm trying to do is get on television so that I can get you on and have a conversation.
My job is to represent what I saw, and I have 90 seconds at least to speak when you ask me a question. I know how this goes. For me to answer, I got 20 seconds out. Let me say my piece first, and then we can have a conversation.
Okay, so let me tell you.
It's unreal,
dude. For the past 2 minutes.
What an asshole.
This thing. Let's go. I'm standing here having a conversation with you. If I tell you I'm going to let you speak, I mean that. I'm going to let you speak. But I wanted to have a conversation where we're listening to each other. Where if I have a mission. I have a mission, a statement that I have to get out about my
now that we have the ground rules of how an interview works.
Yeah. But I was going to let you do that in the beginning.
5 minutes in.
I can't trust that. I can't trust that. I can't trust that, brother.
So what am I going to do with that? But you've been on, and I'm letting you have this.
Yes, you are, and I commend you for it.
All right. Well, thank you. Good.
Thank you.
And that's the end of the interview.
I want to say to people, keep the focus on Mike Brown. I want to say if people out here say because they don't see protests,
some idiot ass.
Seriously. Black crime. Why no one protests? Just because you don't see it, just because you choose to ignore it.
Keep the focus on Mike Brown as we have a fucking kindergarten-esque argument.
That's amazing.
Hilarious.
I've seen one news person not go that way. Have you seen anybody talking on the white side? I've not seen one person talking on
the white side.
Well, you know,
the officer side, as if the CNN coverage is so anti-minority. You know what I mean? It's
Give me a break.
To Eric's point, I mean, none of the coverage is anti-minority. They are.
It's
full force supporting that concept. This guy's fucking insane.
Insane is right. This is 100% about the brutal execution of a poor innocent black child.
And this dude's splitting hairs about whether a bottle was thrown or, you know what I mean?
As if he could see all points of perspective. He's one guy. I have a job to do too. My job. And you disrespected me. Really? Now at the very end, as we're saying goodbye, let's keep this on Mike Brown.
That's
where it belongs.
Should be, yeah.
Well,
awesome.
As I mentioned, and we'll get to the Evan Reed thing. We'll talk to Gorsica in just a minute here. Reflecting on the tragedy in Ferguson, I'm tired of people like you, Mr. Granderson. And this is, as I mentioned, Mary Ramirez wrote this article. Jay, you found this. And she's talking about Mr. Granderson is LZ Granderson, who sports fans may know from ESPN. He's one of the talking heads on ESPN, also a contributor at CNN. And it's all things the poor black folk is his point. Every time I see him, it's the same thing. You know, this racist cop, racist cop who did this. And so anyway, she writes this article, which is brilliant, and here it is now. I once had a Twitter argument with someone who, during the Trayvon Martin incident, wrote off my point of view almost immediately because I was just some white girl who didn't know what it was like to walk around as a black person in fear for my life. The man had a point, but certainly not the one he was trying to make with me. According to the latest full-year FBI crime statistics compilation, 2,648 black Americans were murdered in the 2012 calendar year. Here's the shocker. Of the 2,648 black murder victims, 2,412 were murdered by a member of their own race. Just 193 of the killings were perpetrated by a white person. Incidentally, in the same year, 480 more white Americans were murdered than black Americans. And yet, every time a tragedy occurs, we hear the exact same narrative. Insert name here has joined a long line of blacks, especially black males, who have recently been gunned down, wrestled down, and killed by white men or white officers who claim reasonable fear or self-defense as their defense. I remind you, under 200 of nearly 2,500, regardless of the facts, it's always Whitey's fault, and it's always about race. LZ Granderson, CNN contributor and ESPN commentator, wrote a piece on Tuesday in response to the recent Ferguson, Missouri shooting of an unarmed black teenager. I'm tired of having to march to have murderers arrested, wrote Granderson. Tired of worrying about my 17-year-old being gunned down by some random white guy who thinks his music is too loud. Tired of knowing the same could happen to me. Let's talk candidly for a moment, she writes. You know what, Mr. Granderson? Two could play at this game. I'm tired of a few things as well. I'm tired of our streets being peppered with dead black Americans killed in large part by members of their own race. I'm tired of our nation's police being denied the right to fear for their lives simply because they carry a gun and wear a badge. I'm tired of being told that it's always about race. I'm tired of having to see death threats from those who purportedly want justice. I'm tired of worrying that being white is automatically a point against you in a court of public opinion, should you find yourself in the throes of a situation like the cop in Ferguson. I'm tired of seeing internet campaigns calling for more violence. I'm tired of hearing that our court system is only considered to have dealt out justice when it rules in favor of the black American in question. I'm tired of the assumption that cops are always wrong and never in any real danger. I'm tired of the armchair critics who instantly extend the benefit of doubt to the black American in this situation without stopping to consider any culpability on their part, while some summarily placing full blame on the cop. I'm tired of seeing images of rioting, looting, and protests, not knowing if it's the Middle East or Midwest. I'm tired of our president and our Department of Justice playing favorites with race. I'm tired of the race baiters like Reverends Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson, who practically salivate at the opportunity to take full advantage of a sad situation. I'm tired of the idea that more wrongs make a right. I'm tired of the assumption that all cops are racist, power-hungry pigs. I'm tired of hearing about white privilege like there's some kind of master plan in place to keep black Americans down. Amen, sister. Wow. I'm tired of being told I'm apathetic and don't understand just because I don't happen to be black and I don't live in a bad area anymore. I'm tired of being told that I'm cloaking my apathy in FBI statistics by pointing out the facts that more black Americans are killed by other black Americans than by anyone else. Indeed, I'm tired of the fact that black Americans are killed en masse in cities like Chicago, where not one but 82 people were shot, 14 fatally in a single day alone, and yet it's barely on the radar. I'm tired of black leaders who will blame me and the rest of white America for the problems in the African American community, and yet refuse to address the epic causes that run rampant. Most of all, I'm tired of the assumption that every altercation that occurs between a police officer and a black American is definitive proof that it's all part of some grand racist scheme. Regardless of what actually happened, can we please just look at this like it is, a sad situation where someone lost their life and someone else's life is forever ruined, a situation where due process should be fully allowed to run its course without the debilitating cloud of race hanging heavily over it. To look at it any other way only furthers the very problems we're trying to solve.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Drop the mic.
Yeah. Drop the mic and walk off stage. Enough said. That is perfect. I mean, it's kind of in a nutshell what we've been saying all week, but it's true. It's 100% true.
What's her name again?
Mary Ramirez. Can we
well done,
we can link this story. All right, awesome. Yeah, it's perfect. You can't say it any better. And I love the fact that she's got actual stats to back it up. And we've been bitching about the same thing forever. You know, the shootings in Chicago and all that kind of stuff, and none of that matters. None of it matters apparently. It's just racist whitey every time. Ugh, infuriating. Did you see they've released video, by the way, of that other shooting in St. Louis?
I did see that. Yeah, the guy coming at the cops with the knife, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. They've released that video showing the officers killing that guy. His name, he's been identified as Kajemi Powell.
They unloaded on this dude, right?
Yeah, like 9 or 12 rounds, I think. Witness shows the man refusing to back down, staggering about, walking toward the police despite repeated orders to stop. Put your hands out of your pocket, the officers yelled. Drop the knife. Shoot me now, the man can be heard yelling as onlookers watched on the sidewalk nearby. They fired a dozen shots. He was involved in shoplifting prior to the shooting. The officers who shot him are now on administrative leave. Do we have the video there?
Yeah.
Let's check it out real quick.
Like, fuck them, I'm gonna drink them. Hell nah.
Yeah.
It's right along a busy
He
street.
just straight put them on the ground, bro, like dare somebody to touch him. Man, this
What?
is crazy.
Language is that?
I'm on Instagram.
So he's got one hand in his pocket.
Mm-hmm.
He died. This is the one the soldier. This crazy.
See, he had to be ranting and raving for a while
What's
for
up,
someone to
what's
pull
up?
out their phone
Yeah.
and start.
Yeah, people are trying to talk to him.
This is not how you do it, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, them boys, though. So now the police gonna pull up. You see, y'all call the police? He bagging up. He got his gun out.
Shoot me.
I don't want to see this.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! They got their guns out.
God damn. Wow.
Oh my god!
It's hard to see, him, what his actions were in the end there. He's pretty far away.
Yeah.
But the idea, I think you said he got within a couple feet of him.
Yeah. They just killed him. Of course, they're white cops, so it's racially motivated, and they're just out to gun down more blacks. So.
They weren't fearing for their lives.
No.
Making that up.
Why would they be? He's only yelling, shoot me now, with a knife in his hand.
Coming at him.
Yeah. What is he yelling?
He's dead.
He dead.
He did.
It's the first thing I could understand that guy said, by the way.
He dead.
You're putting him in cuffs. He's dead. Oh my god! They just killed this man. He didn't have a gun on him. They cuffing him.
Here goes,
Cuffing him.
here goes the telephone game.
Yep.
He already dead.
They had him cuffed and then shot him.
Yeah.
The man is already dead.
They cuffed his ass and shot
They
him.
did. He was on his knees just begging for his life, just saying, please let me live.
Oh my
Stabbed
God.
the man in the back.
They just killed him, y'all.
Y'all.
He dead. This is just like, I don't even know what to do. Oh my God. He's
don't know,
still
don't
holding his
film
gun
it.
out. The man is dead.
And he dead.
Listen to all the experts on scene right away. They all know everything, don't they?
Oh,
They didn't have to shoot him. Oh, man.
They could have tripped him. They could have tripped him or something. Why didn't one just get on all fours behind him and the other could have pushed him over his back or some shit? Why you gotta shoot him and shit?
oh my God.
Motherfucker police did this.
Crazy.
Yeah, he was just minding his own business. They just gunned him down, man. That's what they do. That's how they do us.
Back up.
Back up. They're going to shoot us next.
Back up to the corner right now, please.
You can smell a gunfire.
Back up, please.
Look at them all with their cameras out.
We bagging up, sir.
Please don't shoot us, sir.
No, he's dead.
Listen to them all.
That shit over 2 fucking sodas, y'all.
Over 2 sodas?
Yeah, that's what it was.
They cuffed him? Oh my gosh.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
The telephone game. You can see it in its infancy right there.
Shot a man over 2 sodas. They had him cuffed and everything.
He stole, maybe, we don't know for sure, but they think he stole 2 sodas.
He didn't even steal them.
Yeah, he bought them and paid in full and everything. He even tipped the guy. He tipped the guy, and then he walked out, and they cuffed him for no reason, and then motherfuckers just gunned him down, execution style in the street.
Broad daylight.
That's the way they do it. They just killing us, man. They could have tripped him. They could have pushed him over the curb. Why they gotta kill him? Shit.
Get your ass over.
Over.
Away from that.
Good, why don't you hurry up? You witness. Now you don't want to? All right, see you later.
Oh my God.
Mess.
I can't believe it.
He did, man.
Dude, that is a tough job being a cop.
I know.
So. Hey.
They could have tased that man.
Hey.
They could have done that Larry Moe and Curly shit.
I got everything.
They hit him in the nose and shit.
I got everything on tape. Y'all see this? I got everything on tape.
He did it.
Oh my God.
I got it all on tape. I'm gonna be
be
World Star. What up?
They could have tased him or shot him in the leg. They shot him repeatedly.
Police just shot this man.
Oh my fucking God! This again? Killed that man, dog.
He has it on tape. He goes, I got it on tape, but he still said it wrong. Like, he has it on video.
He did, man. He did, bro. I don't even know, bro.
Let's go before they take aim at us, man. They just gunning us down, man.
Matter of time.
Oh, he had a knife. Oh, not just
Cuts out.
cut. Don't say that. We don't want that on tape. No.
He fucking cut out right there.
Can't believe you ruined my video by saying he had a knife and shit.
Yeah, that ruined it.
He bought some pop. He tipped the guy. They cuff him and then shoot his ass for no reason. In the tape there. Damn. Oh man. Anyway. We got to get moving here. Gorsica coming up in just a second here, but we're starting to get some details about the Ebola patients in America. Dr. Brantley, not Dr. Right Ball.
Right.
Yeah.
Ball.
Wrong ball.
She's not a doctor. She's a
Doctor?
She's an aid helper worker.
She's got AIDS? I didn't know that. Oh,
she was
she's
not an
aid
MD.
worker.
Yeah, she was an aid worker, sort of. What do you call her? Went over there to help.
Helper? She's a helper.
She went over there to help.
She's a good assistant.
Fell in love with the Liberian soup, as I remember.
That's right, potato soup or something.
Yeah, she loved it.
Mm-hmm. That the Dr. Kent Brantley is going to be released today.
Damn,
was released
really?
yesterday. Yeah, I know.
Just releasing him out in the population?
Yep.
You sure? Are you sure?
Has it been 3 weeks? Do we know yet? It sounds like he was really sick.
Well, can we leave him in a bubble for a little bit?
Like a year?
Yeah.
See what happens. Let's play this thing out. Yeah, he's expected to be released. The second patient is doing much better, too. The non-doctor.
Yeah.
Brantley was the first ever. Now, I thought that Brantley made Right Ball get that medication first. Isn't that what we always heard?
He was heroic in that
Yeah.
he stepped aside and said, give it to Nancy.
Yeah.
I thought.
They're saying that he's the first ever Ebola patient to be treated in the U.S., the first human to receive the experimental serum known as ZMapp. His condition deteriorated so quickly that doctors in Africa decided to give him the drug as a last-ditch effort to save his life. Damn. That's how bad he was going downhill. His condition started to improve dramatically within the hour after getting the serum. That's amazing. It's unclear, though, if the improvement was directly related to the medication. No. I had very little to do with it.
They gave him a placebo.
Yeah.
It's all mental. This Ebola, it's all mental.
It's all mental.
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
People just think positively.
They gave him a placebo.
Take
That's
this sugar pill.
They're going to come out now and go, dude, we didn't even give you anything. It was
That's
you got
amazing.
the placebo. Rightfall got it, but you got a placebo.
Power of the mind. Holy shit.
Oh, man. Anyway. All right. Let's get to Gorsica and his guy, Evan Reed. Guess what?
Wow. What
Can
an
you believe
amazing
turn of events.
Yeah. So we've got pitcher Evan Reed, started with the Tigers. Opening day, was on the roster. I think he pitched, or he was around for maybe 15 games or so.
Yeah. I want to say, was he on the Tigers roster when this went down?
Yeah.
When it became public? Because I think that totally screwed his career and everything. I mean, that's why he was down with the Mud Hens. Maybe he would have been anyways. But...
The incident happened the night before opening day. He meets a chick at Fifth Avenue. They end up going back to this hotel room at MGM, was it? Motor City. Okay.
Yeah.
All the way to Motor City.
And then she claims that she was raped.
Yeah.
And as we know, about a month ago, Kim Worthy, Wayne County prosecutor, announced that she's going to charge him with 2 counts of CSC, penetration through use of force or incapacitation. And from the beginning, Dave was like, total bullshit. It's a joke. I'll make him available to anybody. He can tell his story. That tells a lot when a lawyer's like, ask him anything.
Yeah, lawyers don't do that usually. Lawyer, I'll get you, lawyer.
Yeah.
Well, he was right. A judge today, or yesterday, I guess, dismissed the sexual assault charges against Evan Reed.
And just to provide some context, procedurally what's happening is he's going before the court in a probable cause hearing for the judge to hear evidence and say, yeah, there's enough probable cause to believe that the defendant possibly committed this crime to bind him over for trial. And remarkably, he ruled there wasn't. And when you have a he said, she said situation where it's her testimony against, the defense lawyer saying, no, that didn't happen that way, that's a huge mountain to climb.
Yeah. So this is like what we saw with the pigment.
Yes, the pigment, right. That's where we picked up with Officer so-and-so on the stand talking about the erect penis.
Yeah.
The penis that was erect.
Yes.
Yeah, that was the probable cause hearing. So it's not the trial. It's just a procedural step to say, yeah, we've got enough to formally bind you over, and there's going to be a trial later. So this is like a freaking huge coup by the defense in this Evans case to get these charges dropped before even a trial. It's
so
incredible.
You're saying it's a lot easier to get it to the point where they're going to even take on the trial.
Well, yeah, because the standard is probable cause. Do you have probable cause that a crime was committed? Very, very much lighter standard than beyond a reasonable doubt in a criminal trial where you're about to take somebody's freedom away. Beyond a reasonable doubt, that's tough.
Yeah.
Probable cause is there reason to think that this was committed?
Yeah.
And I followed the Twitter feed today and the Det News, just kind of as I was at work, I was watching it, and man, it looked to me like there was going to be enough kind of just, like I said, he said, she said, that they're going to bind him over.
Take a closer look at it.
Exactly, to bind him over and let a jury decide it. And that wasn't, me saying, oh, I think she's telling the truth, but it's a low standard.
Yeah.
You just don't see these things getting dismissed at this point.
Yeah. Well, that's amazing then that they threw it out. They didn't find her very credible, apparently. The judge was just like, nah, I don't believe your story.
Yeah.
So, yeah, well, why don't we get Gorsic on the phone and we'll ask him all about it. He's got to be celebrating right now. So, yeah, why don't we dial him up? Dave.
Hey.
Hey, buddy. How are you?
All right. How are you?
Good. That was weird, man. I kept calling you. You're calling me, and nothing's going through, huh?
No, I'm.
crazy bitch, but you fuck so good I'm on top of it when I dream. I'm doing you all night, scratches all down my back to keep me right on. Hey, you're crazy bitch, but you fuck so good I'm on top of it when I dream. I'm doing you all night, scratches all down my back to keep me right on. Get the video! Fuck you so good! Get the video! Fuck you so good! Crazy bitch. Crazy bitch. Crazy bitch. Hey, you're crazy bitch, but you fuck so good I'm on top of it when I dream. I'm doing you all night, sketches all down my back to keep me right on. Hey, you're crazy bitch, but you fuck so good I'm on top of it when I dream. I'm doing you all night, sketches all down my back. Come on, baby girl, you want it all. To be a star, your hands.
The Detroit Cast continues now, bitches. Here's Mike and Jay.
All right, welcome back to the Detroit Cast Friday. Yes, I did say Friday edition of the show. Getting ready to go into the weekend, and wow, what an awesome time with Gorsica.
Yeah, Evan's gonna have a nice weekend, I imagine.
Yeah, he's probably got his weekend started already.
Fucking relief.
Hell yeah. Well, while we were in break, we did our due diligence and did some nice digging. And
some simple Google searches and such.
Yeah, well, it's public record, so why not, right? But we found some public record about her divorce.
Yeah, we got our hands on a court document related to a prior divorce.
Which,
check.
Take it for what it's worth. It's her ex-husband's attorney's claims and whatnot, and but I think it gives you a little glimpse into what this chick's about, and you've read it more of it than I did.
Yeah, here's a little smattering, and again, this is this is the ex-husband's lawyer's contention. So take that for what it is. Talk about late night escapades. The habit of staying out without her husband well past 2 a.m. By the end of 2007, Miss Allen regularly frequented some of the most notorious singles pickup joints in Detroit, while the man she now has the audacity to accuse of verbal abuse and adultery stayed home to care for their children. She planned trips to notorious singles pickup destinations such as South Beach, Florida, with her sisters and friends, all of them with rampant adultery and broken relationships.
Oh, really?
You love lawyers.
Lawyers.
To top things off, this 39-year-old mother of 4 had not 1 but 2 breast augmentations.
Nice.
The audacity. And then they go on, they say her husband begged her not to get the implants on the grounds that they were unhealthy, and he provided her medical studies proving as much. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Sounds like a regular husband, right?
Yeah,
he also told her that he was satisfied with the way her body was. And true to his concerns, right after the second augmentation, Jim, the husband, noticed that she was drinking alcohol during the day and leaving the home at odd hours for long periods of time. It was at this time that a stag trip to Vegas was hatched.
What's wrong with that?
Footnote?
Yeah.
Wait,
a trip to Vegas by her or by him?
By her.
Okay,
Shall
by
we
her.
consult the footnote?
Absolutely, we should consult the footnote.
And this is what his lawyers say in footnote Roman numeral 6. It appears that the friendly stag trip to Vegas was not for the purpose of friends getting away, but in fact for sexual affairs.
Uh-oh.
Upon information and belief to be confirmed through further discovery, defendant's trip to Las Vegas resulted in a sexual liaison with a married former professional football player and television sports commentator.
Oh, no.
Well. He then goes on to say, his lawyers do, on an almost nightly basis, she left the Windsor property for the United States in parts unknown after 11 p.m. and returned on some nights as late as 3 a.m. So she's out carousing.
Yeah, till the bars close.
She was involved in an auto accident where she did not have her 3- and 5-year-old children restrained in car seats or seatbelts and left the scene without calling police. Later, Beefeater gin and 3 empty cans of Red Rave energy drink were found in the car. So he's, he's pouring it on here.
Yeah, he is.
I will also read
I believe they call this airing of dirty laundry,
yes,
right?
Yes, in a public document. So we're just simply reading what this says. Another footnote in here. This is interesting. It's important to point out that although Nenzi Allen now claims that she is a put-upon victim of her husband's infidelity, nothing could be further from the truth. In point of fact, she arranged, encouraged, participated in, and celebrated sexual adventure in the marriage, both with and without her husband.
Wow.
She introduced strange women into the marriage 8 years ago.
Nice.
She brought a woman. She brought a woman into the family home while 7 months pregnant on the day. On the day of the husband's 30th birthday.
Everything sounds good so far.
I don't know if that's hot or gross. 7 months pregnant.
Yeah.
Does she have to be involved in the sexual
Allow me to read on.
Yeah, if she,
Okay.
but you know, if she's bringing the girl for him and she's 7 months pregnant,
Well,
all right.
allow me to read on.
Oh, sorry.
The eldest child was asleep in the house as Nenzi Allen, while 7 months pregnant, had unprotected sex with this woman that she had just met.
Wait, she had unprotected sex? Unprotected scissoring going on?
Awesome.
Hope she didn't get pregnant.
These damn lawyers, they're trying to just get one little more dig in there, you know?
Unprotected sex. She could have worn a mouth condom.
Right, one of those things. What is it? The dental
dam.
Yeah,
Dental dam. Dude, she wasn't wearing her dental dam when she went down on this skank.
Awesome.
My God.
Awesome. She laughed about the incident for years. Throughout the marriage, Nancy Ellen visited pornographic websites for her sexual gratification and encouraged her husband to do the same. Years later, she encouraged and researched the eventual introduction of another woman into the marriage for purposes of obtaining another sex partner for her husband, an offer that Jim declined. This guy's
What a gentleman.
Yeah. Don't get the breast implants.
No.
Don't leave the lady out of here. Yeah, it's amazing restraint.
Lawyer.
Miss Allen begged Jim to photograph her in strange sexual situations, photos which can be provided to the court on its request.
I'm requesting.
So that's kind of the in the short time
Gist.
we had to peruse this document. Kind of gives you a glimpse at least into what her ex-husband was saying about her. So
Yeah, and it makes you think that wouldn't be out of the realm of possible that she would be getting blasted in the ass by a pro ball player. I'm just saying. I mean,
I don't know why. Just the phrasing of getting blasted in the ass.
and she's got a Facebook page.
She does.
She does.
I bet she's smoking hot, right?
Mm.
Mm.
Me and Jay disagree on this.
Which one's her face? Which is her ass? Wait, which one is she? Because one of them's hot. Or cute.
The other one.
The one off camera. The one taking a picture.
Wow. Okay.
She's
I
definitely.
disagree though with Jay a little bit on this.
Look, she's definitely an older chick. Looks good for her age, no question. But she's this, dressing like she's 20. You know, this sort of thing.
We all know that person.
Absolutely.
Yeah. The first thing I thought when details started coming out, and you're talking about a 45-year-old woman hanging out regularly at Fifth Avenue in Royal Oak.
Right.
I mean, like that just doesn't.
Right.
Like, okay.
Pretty rough.
With 4 kids, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, to each their own. I don't. Whatever. Do your thing. But yeah. Pass. I'll take a pass. But you can see where when she does herself up, you could see why with some cocktails, some dude would.
She comes up grinding on you.
Blast her in the shitter,
That is a good point. I didn't think about that because all these pictures she has, she's definitely dialed up. At least, like, imagine what it would look like, waking up in the morning.
With feces all over the bed.
Oh, God.
It happens. It happens.
Fact.
We've all had rough nights, right? Some rougher than others, but. God. She donated to Debbie Stabenows campaign as well.
And then right into the mouth after that, fire.
In 06. Anyway.
And she ran a 10:13 per minute mile at the Krim in 2013.
Apparently she liked to run trains as well.
She doesn't like to run, but... I heard that. Oh, me, damn it.
Hey, you're a big Starbucks guy, aren't you? You like
No,
Starbucks?
dude.
No?
I do. I love Starbucks.
You do?
Yeah.
Were you part of the Pay It Forward they had going on?
No, I was not.
This is a great story.
This is ridiculous.
Well, at some point it's got to end, right?
Yeah.
But still, who's the best?
After 10 hours,
Nonetheless.
there's a 10-hour stream of kindness abruptly ended at a Florida Starbucks the other
Monster.
Who's the asshole who stopped it?
Customer number 458 is the monster.
My God.
Broke ranks and declined to pay it forward for the next drive-through patron.
You think they said, like, well, there's a streak of, 10 hours, and they were just like, nah, fuck it.
Yeah.
Of course they were. So I guess what's going on here is some guy
Some
originally
dude starts it out, hey, I'd like to pay for the latte behind
me.
Yeah.
Which I've done when I've had buddies behind me. We're going road trip or something. It's like I got theirs behind me or whatever. We've all done that, I'm sure. But this guy says, I want to pay for the person behind me. So then that person pulls up, and the guy's like, hey, your drink's already paid for. And they said, okay, I'll pay it forward. I'll pay for the guy behind me.
Now, Eric, would you, if you just had a regular coffee and somebody had, a super caramel mocha, whatever shit,
$6.
See? Fucking
I'll
end
give
with E.
my amount.
You're like, no, sir, that's not how it works.
No, I actually have had someone pay it forward to me before.
And what'd you do?
But it was at McDonald's, and it was 5 in the morning. So there was no one behind me. There was
They
nothing
felt
I
really
could do.
bad for you.
I guess there was nothing I could do about. Like there was no one behind me, so I didn't know. What can I do?
Well, this apparently started at 7:21 in the morning, when this woman paid for her iced coffee and decided to pay for the caramel macchiato, which is what I get there. Caramel macchiatos, they're awesome. I used to, anyways. I haven't in years, but I used to. She decided to pay for the customer behind her order as well. For the next 10 hours, more than 450 customers at the drive-thru graciously accepted the kindness of strangers and then paid for the next customer's order.
That is kind of amazing, you know?
Yeah.
That nobody broke it before 10 hours.
Yeah.
They had to have been really trumping it up. Like, come on, here, we've got this string going. You know, they had to have been doing that shit.
They said our barista would tell the customers... Barista.
My sister was a
Your
barista.
Counter worker.
My sister was a barista.
No, she wasn't.
Big-
She was the
at Big-
register.
at Big
She was
Big.
the register at
The chick with the green
dare
apron
you.
on.
Mhm.
That's my sister.
Our barista would tell the customers, your drink has already been paid for by the previous customer. Would you like to return their favor and pay it forward? But that all came to a halt at 6 p.m.
Oh boy.
when a woman,
Oh.
lady, when some woman pulled up in her white Jeep Commander and
Oh,
ordered
of
an
course she
Of course.
did, yeah.
She ordered an iced coffee. She didn't want to pay for the next customer. I don't think she understood the concept of pay it forward.
See, that's the thing. They just came across like some immigrant lady who just did it. Was like,
like,
oh, okay,
yeah,
yeah,
whatever.
thank you.
Yeah.
Drive away.
Thanks. Free coffee
Yeah.
today. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Sometimes customers can't pay it forward because they can't afford the order. She was happy about getting a free drink, but she didn't want to pay for the next person.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
I wish you could get
Honk,
her
honk.
name, call her up, and be like, "What's the problem, lady?"
Yeah.
It's
up,
funny.
bitch?
I was reading the comments. They always have comments on the stories. Some guy claimed he was one of the, in the 10 hours, one of the
God.
450 people was like,
Good for him.
yeah, I just ordered a simple coffee. I got stuck with a $96 order. Some asshole behind me ordered like 10 drinks and a few bagels and other stuff. And I got hit with saying, I paid it forward, whatever, but it cost me $96.
Well, it's not paying it
I think
forward
that's
if you rent.
bullshit. I don't
Yeah.
think that happened. But
Right,
whatever.
and don't you think it's not paying? The idea technically of paying it forward is you don't then go on a comment and say, "How come mine was more money than other people's?"
Well,
I mean, I would, but I don't think that's the point of it.
But what would you do? I mean, say you're number 356 and you get up there and you've ordered your simple coffee.
So that's what I get.
For
Regular black
$1.
coffee.
Yeah, it costs
Boring.
$1.50 or something, and they get up there and say, "Hey, someone paid for yours. You want to pay it forward?"
It's $9.70.
Yeah, and they ordered 4 coffees. Would you pay it forward, or would you be like, no? How about I just pay my $1.20 for my coffee, and they can fuck off behind me? How about that,
Kindly.
barista?
Yeah, I might suggest
Kindly
that. Yeah.
fuck off, barista. Yeah, I don't know. I certainly, if someone said, "Oh yeah, their order's $96.40,"
No,
I'd be
see,
like,
they,
"Yeah."
they had to be out there
They
with
can pay
balloons and shit lobbying hard for this to keep going.
But
you
it
know?
sounds like it was just came together. It was
Well,
kind
it
of an
probably
accident.
did. It probably did at first, and then they realized, like, holy shit! After an hour, this could go viral.
Mm.
You know, and they probably
Good
really started trumping it up and
Yeah.
getting out. Come on, come on, this is the deal.
I wonder if anyone in there, if they like fudged it a little bit and went, "Oh, this guy wouldn't pay for it, but let's keep it going
Yeah.
anyways.
Oh,
we'll
I
cover
bet.
that
I'll
one."
bet.
You know,
Yeah.
I could see that happening.
Bastards.
Yeah.
It's all fake. The whole thing's fake.
It is fake. It is fake. It's just someone wanting to get themselves off that they're a nice person.
Yeah.
I don't believe in. Well, I'm kind of a cynical person also.
Well, we should probably get motoring here pretty quick. But we got to do some of these. We can't go
Bitch.
the weekend without doing E's Diary.
Hold
We'll
on,
go nuts.
Did we mention the Lions too? Did we talk about that at
No,
all?
I was going to mention a couple things. Yeah, the Lions play tonight. We should mention that, taking on the Jaguars.
And
At
Denard.
home.
Denard. will be
Oh
there.
yeah, Denard Robinson. Yeah. How's he doing, by the way? Has anyone followed him? He's been kind of a bust, hasn't he?
He
In
was
the
a-
NFL?
well,
It's kind of a bust at Michigan, but
he was a wreck of a quarterback.
Yeah.
Just super athlete, whatever. But
Yeah.
God, what an awful arm.
yeah, no doubt. So that'll be fun though, because it's week 3 of
Oh
the
yeah,
preseason.
we did talk about this. What am I talking about?
What do you mean?
Well, we just talked about the fact that it's week 3, and that I'm excited to see Stafford play a little bit.
Well, we mentioned it in the intro,
Okay.
but yeah,
See,
it's week
this show's
3.
getting to the point where I can't remember what we've talked about on the air and off.
I do
You know what I
that
mean?
all the time, dude.
So I find myself like, I'm about to mention something, and I pull back in a straight out of Stockton sort of way, going, I think we might have talked about that.
I think we did.
And then it occurs to me, no, that was off the air. Fuck, I don't know.
It all rolls together.
We're all so fucking tired at this point.
I know. It is exhausting, isn't it?
Yeah, there we go, baby girl.
So ready not to see Jay for 2 days.
I'm sure he feels the same.
I'm sure he does.
I won't even say it.
Did you see also the Niners got their new stadium? This is funny. The Levi Stadium they had built. It's supposed to be just some amazing new place, as any new stadium is, but they're already replacing the turf. They haven't even had a game there.
Somebody fucked up. You got to get MSU turf managers over there.
Yeah, you guys specialize
what they do,
in
man.
That. They've hosted 2 sporting events. One of them a football game, and drastic changes are already needed. After a practice in which multiple players went down, Jim Harbaugh pulled his team off the field, and the Niners decided to remove and replace a massive strip of sod. It's not the entire field that's being replaced, just roughly 100 yards, 100-yard by 25-yard strip down the middle and center. So, they're replacing the whole thing. So Wow. So that means they got real turf in there. Most places put in that fake turf, not AstroTurf, but field turf. Yeah.
But it's outside, so.
I know. I like what they did in Arizona.
Yes.
Isn't that cool? With that field that comes gliding.
Unbelievable.
So cool. So yeah, that'll be fun to watch the Lions tonight, and we should. I don't know if will they have Stafford in? Probably a half. They'll probably play a half, maybe even into the third quarter a bit. It'll be interesting to see if Calvin goes, though.
Yeah, he will, I think. They're saying he will.
Yeah. Well, anyway, why don't we bust out E's...
Here we go.
Yeah. E's diary. He just wants to have fun.
That's all about it, man.
Where are we, Mike?
We're up to February 12th, 2002.
Almost Valentine's Day.
Uh-oh. Is something coming up on
I can
Valentine's
imagine.
Day?
Trust me, there's no date. I'll tell you that for sure.
Yeah, I was going to say, an uneventful day.
Miss Michigan. Me and Miss Michigan.
I know this is going completely random here, so I didn't mean to mention Valentine's Day, but I'm currently going on 30 years of consecutively being single on Valentine's Day. So.
By the way, our listener, former Miss Michigan, has gone, geez, did you just say that, Mike? Really?
Sorry.
We mean the other Miss Michigan.
Yeah, the other Miss Michigan. February 12th. Well, we had to wake up early to go to.
Yeah, boy.
Oh God! You want me to try it? It's not.
Go ahead.
It's not Australia, is it?
No.
Australia.
It looks like pagan.
To go to. It does look like Piggin.
Oh,
where are you going, Piggin? Where are you going, Hagen?
Yeah, you going, Hagen?
I bet it's Pigeon.
That's definitely not
to
Pigeon.
go to Pigeon. Oh, he almost fell. We had to wake up early. We had to wake up early to go to Pigeon. What the fuck is Pigeon?
I don't know.
You guys will forget probably, but we're at this point. I'm at Nana's house up north, and they live in the Thumb. And Pigeon is a very, very small town in the Thumb. But I think I would go there once in a while for my grandpa to get blood drawn.
Yes. Okay.
Perfect.
We had to wake up early to go to Pigeon. P-I-G-I-N.
I'm sure that's how it's spelled.
Mm-hmm. Grandpa needed to get a blood test. T-I-S-T. Then we went to eat.
Hold on, dude. Just stop right there. He went to get a blood test. T-I-S-T.
I don't know.
He put the dot over the I. So it's tist. He had a blood test.
What the fuck is wrong with you,
man? I think you're really overestimating. Sometimes I will admit, obviously I don't know how to spell. I'm a horrible speller, obviously. But I will say, I'm just a fast person. I don't do anything slow, and I think sometimes I just would blow.
Dude, the word is test. Really?
I'm just saying.
Go on. I'm sorry.
I wish I had some of my waiter menus to show you. I saved a few of those, or it showed like what orders I would have, and they were just miserable.
Well, tist. Then we went to eat at Lefty's, L-E-F-T-E-Y-S, in Caseville.
Yep.
I'll just let Caseville go. Then we headed to the cottage for a nap. Then on the way home, we stopped, S-T-O-P-E-D, at Big Boy for lunch. Then we went home and hung around the home all night.
Your Nana loves Big Boy, by the way, doesn't she?
Well,
Hey, why don't you take Nana out to Big Boy? You need to reconnect with Nana. Take her to Big Boy. She'll remember that shit.
We could Big Boy carry out all the time, but
take her out, Big E. Put her in the maggot-infested car. Drive her up to Big Boy.
Big Boy was one of my favorite restaurants. That was in Bad Axe. There wasn't that many great sit-down restaurants in Big Boy.
It's your Nana.
I like how you just talked about it, and he took it right back to him. It was my favorite restaurant. You know, we're talking about Nana.
We're talking about Nana, who's not going to be around too much longer, and you need to reconnect with her.
Okay.
Big Boy, it is.
Jay, set the date.
Then they went and hung around the home all night. Of course, I think he's saying of course. We watch a lot of Olympics every night. EVREY.
You know what I like is when he introduces a sentence like that. Of course, or as a result, he says shit like that every now and then.
I know.
It's like what?
I know.
He's putting down the most simple events ever, you know. But then he introduces it with like as a result, I was late. You know, it's amazing.
So I'm gonna need your help here, Jay. Of course, we watch a lot of Olympics every night. We also watch together. You tell me what that is.
Millionaire.
That's what I was gonna say. Watch Millionaire. It's a big show.
Millionaire? Millionaire.
Who wants to be a millionaire?
Yeah, we watched Millionaire. And then together, 2 words. T-O space gather. G-E-T-H-E-R.
Nice.
Well,
fuck me.
We watch Millionaire. M-I-L-I-N-A-R.
Together. Together. Oh my God. Together.
Oh shit. When we go out to dinner, I try to let Grandpa let me drive, but he won't let me.
Good move, Grandpa.
Yeah. Grandpa's got his faculties about him. February 13th, 02. Today we woke up and had breakfast, B-R-E-K-F-A-S-T.
He's consistent with that.
Yes, at Pepper Mills.
There's like literally 2 sit-down restaurants, I think, at this point in Bad Axe.
Lefties and Pepper Mills?
No, Lefties was in
Kaysville.
Big Boy and Pepper Mills.
Hey, is Big Boy still around? I'm telling you to take Nana to Big Boy.
Absolutely,
is it still around. All right, well, get it done, man.
I wasn't, W-A-S-E-N-T, feeling good, so we went home and took naps. After that, we decided to go to Subwing.
Sebwing.
Sebwing?
Yeah.
Really, dude?
Ooh, a little known fact. One of my girlfriends,
one of my many girlfriends.
Actually, we never dated, but we did have sex. But she lived in Sebwing.
Wait, what'd you say? What'd you say? We never dated, but we did have.
One of the girls I've had sex with in my life lived in Sebwing, Michigan.
He has a great memory for places that he ate.
Yeah.
You know?
It's weird.
Unreal.
He likes documenting naps he took and what time he woke up as well. Woke up early, woke up late. Got to sleep in today. Went to bed late. Woke up early.
Ate at Lefties.
God. Great place. Lefties in Kaysville, if anyone's ever out there.
That's like you eat, you sleep, and you watch TV is the
What
going
else is
thing
it?
here.
So far, we've learned that today he woke up and had breakfast at Pepper Mills, wasn't feeling good, took a nap. Then we decided to go to Sebwing to eat lunch. Then out of the blue, we went to Bay City to watch a movie. The movie started at 6:50, so we went to the mall to pass time.
Yep.
Then we saw the movie, I Am Sam.
Wait, why do you remember that, dude? I mean, you clearly have a brain if you can remember that, right?
Yeah. You know
I Am Sam. You remember February 13th, 2002.
Dude, the restaurant we ate in Sebwing, we used to go there because I liked the fish and chips. And actually, this is kind of funny. In the mall before the movie...
The way his mind works, you know what I mean?
In the mall before the movie, I snuck out for a little bit and bought, like... Because I didn't have porn back then, so I bought, like, you could do posters of, like, Britney Spears in a bikini or something, and I bought, like, somebody in a bikini so I could masturbate later that night, too. Not even kidding. Not even kidding.
I didn't think you were.
Oh, my God.
Just for a heads up, folks, pay attention. There is a gem of a spelling coming up.
Uh-oh.
Just a gem. So we went to the mall to pass time. Then we saw the movie I Am Sam. It was okay, but not great. We got home late. H-O-A-M. We got home late. H-O-A-M.
How is this possible?
I don't know. Dude.
I don't know. Dude, what am I supposed to say? What can I tell you? It was 10 or 13 years ago. What can I tell? When I started my broadcasting career, it was 13 years ago.
February 14th, 02. I wonder what this is going to start with.
Oh, no.
Anyone care to guess? I got up late. We woke up early and got breakfast at Big Boy.
Breakfast, BREKFAST.
Duh. It's not even worth correcting anymore.
I think it's still called breakfast.
All right, I think I'm picking up on this. Yeah, I got this now.
Yeah. I'm going to need your help here, Jay. Uh-oh. I read my book until the twin 12S's were on.
I know what it is, but I know what it is. I'll let him. He won't know, but I'll let him try.
Until the twin 12s. 12s. This is
it's
12.
the twin. You want me to say or not?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's a twin. It was the twin 125s. They were the qualifying races for the Daytona 500 that weekend.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what it was. The twin 125s. We're on. After those, we went out and I washed the car. When we got home, we watched Wheel of Fortune. Then I read for an hour and a half. Then went to bed.
Didn't you proclaim last time that you washing the car made you feel really adult?
Yes.
17 at this point? 18?
Not 18 yet.
Okay, you're about to turn 18. But washing the car made you feel like a man.
We did the automatic or the manual one where you like spray the car down.
Yeah, sure. So you got out. I got this, Dad. Nana, I got this.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Last one for the week. February 15th, 02. Care to guess how it starts? I woke up late.
No.
Is that a guess?
Early?
I woke up early today. We went to Big Boy.
He's on a fucking roll. Damn it.
I must have been very productive.
This is the weirdest part. I had to pack to go home. HOME. That makes no sense. Someone correcting you. We went to pick up my cousins on the way to meet my mom.
Whoa. Holy?
No, that's a different family side of the family.
What'd you do to Holy?
Just talk.
Come on, man. 5 hours, middle of the night.
I don't know.
Biggie, you just admitted you bought a Britney Spears poster to whack off, dude. Just tell us what you did with your cousin.
I swear to God, I don't remember.
Just tell. It's between
Where's
us,
she
man.
buried?
She's alive.
All right, let's assume she's alive. What'd you do to her that night?
We talked. I don't remember, dude.
Did you kiss her?
No, I did not kiss her. I'm sure of that.
Finger?
Nothing.
Grab some titty?
Whatever.
You can be honest.
I don't
with
do
us.
no incest.
The mind that is with him, this will blow your mind, Jay. We went to pick up my cousins on the way to meet my mom to take me. Period. I drove home HOME. Once I got home, HOAM.
Oh my Lord.
I drove home HOME. Once I got home HOAM. I just rested and went to sleep SLEAP late.
Ugh.
Oh my God.
Incredible. Big E. Incredible.
I don't even know.
My man.
What am I supposed to say? I don't know.
Just an advance for the next reading. He spelled slept in one word.
Little teaser.
Just a teaser. We'll leave you with that. Thank you, Biggie.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, dude.
Thank you for making my weekend.
You're
How about we
welcome.
start? It's the weekend.
With a read from the journal.
God.
Oh Christ! All right, guys. Well,
Should probably call it.
Yeah, let's call
Do
it.
email next time.
Yeah.
Got a bunch, obviously.
Yeah, people have been really sending some nice things in, and we'll get to some of those on Monday for sure. And continue to keep sharing the show, guys. It's really making a difference. We're seeing it a lot, and it's helping. And go Lions tonight. Enjoy the game, and you guys have a great weekend. And thank you. We'll see you on Monday with an all-new edition of the Detroit Cast.
been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit. Listen to God, watch you grow, you know now.